we got something here. This is known as a wire in Western culture.
Move your arm.
My arm? Yeah, check it out. Check it out. Wireless. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? What is this? What's going on here? We got a wire. Now this looks like it's coming out of my crotch. I don't like this. Tech desk. Here's the tech desk, guys. Say hello to the tech desk. Right there. That's the Wakanda forever. It's been a busy quarter, you know. I've been taking a few classes and just like trying to keep up with Slav is always a lot of work. But it's been good. I'm taking some CS, some econ, some religious studies, you know. Like they're all exercising a different part of my humanity, of my conscience. Like CS is a more academic, kind of like mathy sort of field. Economics is very behavioral to me. That's the way I think of it. So it's kind of like describing patterns of people, and religious studies is like a very personal, fulfillment-oriented discipline. So I feel like I'm exercising different parts of me. But yeah, if I could take more classes, I would like take more broad ones. So I'm really passionate about medicine, so I would love to take like more medical classes. It's just time is very constricting in that regard. But I would also love to spend more time at Slav and just set up more events, try to make the community a little more positive altogether, a little more friendly. I think we could all do with that. Because right now, I try to be like as friendly as I can, and that often comes off as like loud. But I don't know. I try to make people feel welcome. Always greet them very loudly so they know they're welcome, I guess. I think we should talk about the triple for a second, because this room is culturally significant. It's when you walk in, you kind of sense an environment, and your brain might fool you into thinking that sense of environment is a smell, and it is, but it's also something greater than that. It's a greater force. We can only perceive it as a smell. You decide if it's good or bad, but I would say that the triple has a very important significance in my heart, because I like to call the story the return of the prodigal son, when Kenta left for winter quarter and then came back in the exact same room, in the exact same bed, with the same roommates too. And I think that's indicative of something up there probably, but moreover, it's sort of indicative of the kind of environment that the triple is, because it's so easy to shit on, but ultimately, like, I couldn't have imagined living anywhere else this year in Slav, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I wouldn't trade it for a single. Like, it's a room that definitely catches a lot of flack, but it really, like, you really get what you put into it.
Would
so
you live in triple for the rest of the year?
No, that's not gonna happen. And mind you, that does not take away from what I just said about how the triple's great, but I would like to experience new things. I'm all about diversity, and I'm trying to diversify my experience. And I think a great way to do that would be to live in a double next year and then a single senior year. And I'm all about it. I'm all about it. I'm a big fan. Michael coming into Stanford didn't really know anything, and I still don't know anything, but I know more. I guess that Michael coming into Stanford was overconfident. Is definitely a word I would use, considering I jumped straight into 106X and had a bad time. I had a bad time in that class. It was a hard class. But I certainly know my limits, like both physical and emotional, mental, in terms of schoolwork. Like, I know my limits a lot better. And I'm very grateful for that. And I think that the Michael now would sort of think that the old Michael has a long way to mature. And I think I've come part of that way, which is good. And I know I foresee a lot of more maturation happening. Yeah, and I'm excited for that. It's going to be good. It'll probably happen in Slav. If it doesn't, I'll still be in Slav a lot of the time. So it's a home. Yeah. The primary culprit here is those 2-meter long CVS receipts. As you can see, I have one here, and I don't throw them out because check this out, dude. $4 coupon. I am not going to throw away $4. This expires in June. I bought this thing in, like, I don't know, a while ago. So there's one thing that's kind of taken up some time. This is a shirt I borrowed for a soccer tournament. computer, my Buddhism books. One thing that's cool about these is that I'm actually not in this class anymore. I just keep these around because I find them super interesting to read. A lot of really cool scripture in here. This was our CM Cameron trying to explain to me how to pop a bubble. This was a really complicated one so these are lips, believe it or not. This is the gum and you have to push it out. And then you're definitely not supposed to let it slip. That's a key thing. So that's another thing I got here. We got some dolki, traditional Russian little snack. Very pure sugar. It's good. This is because I'm white. This is because I'm white. This is because, well, I mean, it's kind of contradictory to say I like cleanliness because my desk is a shithole right now, but I like no germs. What else we got? We got a Russian chocolate bar. This is actually going to be used as a bribe. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow night, tomorrow during the day. But this is a Russian chocolate bar, and People's Party is tomorrow, massive party. And I am going to bring this up to the neighbors who usually call in noise complaints. I'm going to bring them this, send them a nice little email saying, please enjoy the chocolate. Don't shut us down, in obviously a couple more words. All right, yeah. Thank you. I like. It's good.